The winds of war howl louder than ever. The great fortress, thought to be unbreakable, now trembles under the weight of betrayal and fire. Will our heroes be able to save the day, or will their greatest challenge yet tear them apart? Find out today on our channel. Scene 1. Outside the fortress walls. Our camera flies over a massive army surrounding the fortress. Thousands of soldiers with banners of House Molinos are readying siege weapons. Massive catapults roll into place and a massive battering ram is brought forward to smash against the iron gates. General Eric, mid-30s, battle-hardened and ruthless, looks up at the fortress walls from atop his war elephant. He holds a wicked curved sword in one hand and grips the reins with the other. His armor is dented and scratched from years of battle. A cruel smile spreads across his face. Tonight, the walls come down. No mercy, no retreat. He roars to his troops. The soldiers raise their weapons high, for glory. They scream back as one. Inside the fortress, the heroes prepare for battle. Lio, Ra, early 20s, the strategist, runs through the corridors, dodging pillars and barrels. Her face is grim, all thought of flirting long forgotten. She spots Kai, late teens, the young warrior, readying his bow and arrows by an arrow slit. Her eyes meet his and she gives him a quick smile before dashing away. In the training yard, Mira, mid-20s, the magic girl, stands back to back with Leona, both panting heavily from their exertions. Mira wipes the sweat from her forehead and grins at her friend. I'm not sure even my magic can hold them off for long. We need a miracle, Lyora replies grimly, her eyes fixed on the distant flames. Their numbers are overwhelming. If the gates fall, we are finished. Suddenly, Kale appears, breathless. The catapult, it's breached the outer wall. The first wave is coming in. Leora nods curtly. Thanks, Kale. We knew this would happen sooner or later. There's no time to waste. Lyora turns and runs back to the corridor. Kale close behind. Mira hesitates, then shakes herself mentally and follows after them. She raises her hands and starts chanting, "Fire and fury, give me strength. My power grows with every life that's lost." As she passes by the soldiers, they give her wide berth, fear and respect in their eyes. She doesn't blame them. She's scared of her own power sometimes. But there's no time to worry about that now. Outside the fortress, General Eric leads the charge, hacking and slashing his way through the defenders. His elephant tramples the bodies beneath its feet, crushing them like bugs. But for every soldier he slays, two more seem to take their place. Just as Eric starts to doubt his victory, he sees a knight unlock a hidden gate in the wall and signal the approaching army. A smile slowly spreads across his face. So the traitorous princess has decided to join the party. He lets out a roar of laughter and charges forward, eager to see the surprise on the princess's face when he takes her fortress. Scene 2. The betrayal. Inside the fortress, Kale stands frozen, his eyes wide with disbelief. "No, it can't be. You betrayed us," he screams at the knight, who shrugs, his face hidden behind his helmet. "The highest bidder owns my loyalty. Now get out of here before you become a casualty." Kale snarls, then turns and runs. Lyria and Mira exchange a horrified look as they watch the knight ride off. Suddenly, the ground begins to shake. Explosions rock the fortress as the enemy floods in through the secret passage, led by none other than Sir Balin, the princess's most trusted knight. The soldiers pour through the opening and into the courtyard, where they link up with General Eric and the rest of the army. Kale, Leora and Mira regroup, realizing that they're now trapped inside the fortress with thousands of enemy soldiers. Mira puts her hands up and focuses her magic. A ball of energy forms in her hands. "I'll distract them," Leora says urgently. "You two need to get to the inner keep and rally the troops." Kale frowns, but doesn't argue. With a nod, he and Leora split up, each disappearing into the labyrinthine corridors of the fortress. Scene 3. Chaos in the fortress. Explosions rock the fortress as soldiers scream and fall around them. Fire engulfs the wooden buildings in the courtyard, sending thick black smoke billowing into the sky. Katana flashes and steel clashes as Kale fights his way through the enemy soldiers. He leaps over a fallen comrade, narrowly avoiding an arrow fired by a sniper. He rolls away as a rock comes crashing down next to him, sending pebbles and dirt flying. He looks up to see a soldier scampering around the top of the wall, firing his crossbow at the enemy below. Kale raises his sword and gives a mighty roar for House Alderaan. He swings his sword in a wide arc, sending several soldiers sprawling to the ground, their armor dented and scratched. Meanwhile, Lyria sprints through the fortress, dodging pillars and barrels, desperately trying to find anyone, to help her. She rounds a corner and nearly runs into a group of enemy soldiers. She freezes, her eyes wide with fear, but the soldiers seem more afraid of her than she is of them. One of them steps forward and unsheathes his sword. "Surrender, princess, and maybe we'll cut your head off cleanly." Leora's eyes flash with anger. "You don't know who you're dealing with." Before the soldier can react, she kicks him square in the groin. He doubles over in pain. Leora darts past him, racing down the corridor. She hears screams and shouts behind her, but she doesn't dare look back. She just keeps running, deeper and deeper into the fortress. Scene 4. The collapse. Mira stands on a tower, her hands glowing brightly as she unleashes her magic. Bolts of lightning strike the ground around her, forcing the enemy soldiers to scatter. But the effect is only temporary. Mira staggers, her hands shaking. She needs to rest, but she knows that if she stops, the soldiers will swarm over her and rip her to pieces. She glances around frantically, searching for a way out, but there is none. She's trapped. Suddenly, she feels a searing pain in her chest as if an invisible hand had grabbed her heart and twisted it. She gasps, clutching at her chest. What's happening? She stumbles back, her vision blurring. The soldiers press in, their swords glinting in the torchlight. Mira raises her hands, summoning her last bit of strength. Fire and fury, give me strength. My power grows with every life that's lost. She screams at the top of her lungs. The fortress may fall, but she will take as many of the enemy with her as possible. She fires a final bolt of energy, then collapses, her eyes wide with surprise. Outside the fortress, General Eric watches with amusement as the last of the fortress's defenses crumble away. He strokes his beard thoughtfully. That was quite a show. Now to finish things off. He turns and strides towards the burning fortress, his elephant following close behind. Inside the fortress, the walls start to crumble away, revealing the fiery abyss beyond. Kale stands with Leora and Mira, watching in horror as the fortress burns. The three of them embrace, knowing that they have nowhere else to go. Together, they will face whatever fate has in store for them. Scene 5. The end. The fortress burns as the sky glows red with the reflection. Kale, Leora and Mira stand together, watching as the fortress falls. They are covered in soot and ash, their clothes torn and tattered. Around them, the bodies of fallen soldiers lay strewn across the ground. Kale looks down at his hands, his eyes filled with sadness. "This is not the end," he says quietly. "We will rise again." Leora puts a hand on his shoulder, her eyes shining with determination. "Yes, we will rise again." But as the fortress fell, so too did hope, and a new darkness began to spread. Thank you for watching. Subscribe for more epic fantasy tales.